So he finally came up, and he's there, and he whispers in my ear, I can't even say it without crying, I want to read your book before I die. You've had an opportunity to read that book. Everything on my site's fucking free. I wrote a book over 20 years ago that nobody read. I updated it 5 or 6 years later, nobody read it. I updated it again 5 or 6 years later, some people read it. And now, if you believe Amazon, they're selling my book with a signature, which I don't believe is mine even, for, thousands of dollars. So, but thank you very much for coming. And, of course, you paid to be here. And unlike most seminars, I see most of you are dressed up. And there'll be no fucking firewalk here, just so you understand that. And we're not going to jump up and energize ourselves anytime during the seminar. If you have to energize yourself, you should leave. If you need motivation, you shouldn't have come either. Everybody in this room knows who I am, or they were drugged by a parent, a wife, a husband, or somebody else to participate in today's venue, or at this venue. I have not given a seminar away from the castle this century. 20 years ago, almost to the day, I gave a seminar at Heathrow Airport. There were 500 people, and I signed about 350 books. And after about 50, 60, 70 books, my hand cramped up. And there was a guy in the line in a respirator with an iron lung kind of thing. And so he got closer and closer and closer, and I asked the people, why is he here? Why isn't he in the hospital? And nobody had an answer. And he got closer and closer, and he got to where about the young girl with the cameras in. And I said, what the fuck am I going to say in his book? Because after about 40 or 50, I was trying to make an original. Well, after 40 or 50, I realized I couldn't think quick enough to say something original for the other 300 people that were in line. So he finally came up, and he's there, and he whispers in my ear, I can't even say it without crying, I want to read your book before I die. You've had an opportunity to read that book. Everything on my site's fucking free. 10 years ago, I decided to give everything free when I discovered torrents. I didn't know what that meant. My crack staff, and I say crack because it could be crap. My crack staff told me, all our stuff is on the line free, Mr. Pena. Say that again, I didn't hear you. Right. Fucking free. I said, well, we're going to be able to do away with customer service because we're not going to sell anything ever again, and we're going to give everything I have written or I will ever write free. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I'm the only person that does that. Maybe there's somebody in Bolivia or Ethiopia or something, but other than myself, because I want to take the last excuse you have for not crossing the goal line. 6, 7, 8 years passed, you meatheads still couldn't cross the fucking goal line. What can I do now? We came out with QLA for Dummies. For those of you that have seen it on my site, I think, well, now we're never going to get called again because everybody's going to be able to figure it out. Boy, was I fucking wrong. We got more calls. I read it, but where do I start? You start 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy.